I respect your views, and
I'm not giving you views. I'm giving you facts.
Fine, I'm giving you facts as well.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Country? I think we all agree nobody wants war, and especially at this day and age with so many.
No, wait, just to pause you there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin does.
Okay, so what I was trying to say is, nobody wants war. I don't think Vladimir Putin wants war. So the narrative, I think, that we all seem to be getting or being pushed is Vladimir Putin is evil and he wants more a war and he invaded Ukraine. I get all of that. No,
that's not a narrative. Maybe the evil bit is a narrative. But if he doesn't want a war, you are at some point in our conversation going to have to answer the question of why he keeps starting them.
Sure. So I'll answer your question. So I think the point I'm trying to make is I don't think people understand why he's being provoked to invade Ukraine the way he did. I mean, you're pushing NATO on his borders. I mean, why not open up the diplomacy again? Why not talk about the agreements or the promises made not to expand NATO? I mean, nobody talks about that.
Well, they do. They do talk about that. No, I won't let you finish because you just asked me. You literally said, "Why does nobody ever talk about that?" And I tried to start talking about it, and you told me to shut up.
No, but you interrupt me. I haven't even had a few words in.
Right, well, but you've made several points, which I'm now going to work my way through. That's how it works. It's a conversation. It's not a soapbox.
Fine, let's talk about expansion of NATO on someone's border.
Okay, so what is it about Ukraine's autonomy that you have a problem with?
Nothing at all. I mean,
so it's up to Ukraine. It's up to Ukraine. No, you're doing it again. It's up to Ukraine whether or not they join NATO, not Vladimir Putin, surely.
No, I agree. But
we've dealt with that. Then what's next?
When you have US bases all around the world, and Russia's saying just don't expand NATO. I mean, it hasn't been happening over the last 6 weeks.
But it's up to Ukraine. I know these are sort of popular tubs to thump in certain circles, but it's up to Ukraine. It's not up to Vladimir Putin what Ukraine does. That's what being a sovereign nation means. If they want to host an American air base, it's up to them. They don't, as it happens. Sure. It wasn't up to them when they were stuffed to the rafters with Soviet-era nuclear missiles, which, of course, the Budapest Convention saw them surrender in return for promises from the West that they would be protected in the event of aggression from Russia. So now there's aggression from Russia. Why should we abandon the pledges that we made in the Budapest Memorandum?
I mean, there's so many pledges we abandon. We say we do, we don't do, we
27 wrongs don't make a right, mate. We're talking about the Budapest Memorandum on security assurances. And you're talking about sort of theoretical NATO expansion into countries that would actually welcome it.
James.
Akhtar.
We could go. I respect your views. And
I'm not giving you views. I'm giving you facts.
Fine, I'm giving you facts as well.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Country?
You're giving me the view. You're giving me the view that Vladimir Putin should get to decide which countries in Europe can join NATO, and that he should start a war if he's worried that a country he doesn't want to join NATO wants to join NATO. That's not only the opposite of democracy; it's the opposite of common decency, mate.
Fair enough. If it was the other way around and Russia was expanding all the way to our borders,
if ifs and buts were pots and pans, there'd be no need of tinkers. But because I am respectful, I will answer your question. If NATO was launching wars on territory currently owned by Russia, I would fully expect Vladimir Putin to respond militarily.
Sure. So if Russia was expanding its borders all the way to our borders, how do you think we'd react?
It is. That's what the invasion of Ukraine means.
No.
Ukraine has a border with NATO countries. It has you literally just said if he was expanding to our borders, he is.
NATO. So Ukraine joins NATO, and then we put military bases at the borders of Ukraine.
You are falling to pieces in the most embarrassing fashion. First of all, you're arguing that it should be up to Vladimir Putin which countries get to join NATO. Then you ask, what would you do if he actually inved up to our borders? I point out to you that he has. He already has.
No, if you're going to put military bases on these borders, of course he has a right.
But it's up to the country that hosts the bases whether or not those bases go there.
Countries? You have to see the interest. Like, who's pushing the countries?
Oh, mate, you're going to have to take a lie down now and just work on the difference. Okay, so here's your house. Here is your house. Akhtar, pay attention, Akhtar. Pay attention. Okay, here is your house. Who decides what goes in it?
James, it's not as simple as that.
Oh, it is. I think you'll find it is. It's coming up to 11:15. You're listening to James O'Brien on LBC. I find, and no offence meant, Akhtar, but I will speak as I find. I find that whenever people say to me live on the radio that we never talk about ... and then often I think, well, let's talk about it then. You realise that the reason why people never talk about ... is because it's a load of gibberish and nonsense. This idea that Vladimir Putin is provoked into military engagement it's Russian propaganda. I don't want NATO on my border. Tough. You've got a border. What's on the other side of it is nothing to do with you. You start invading, then you will be resisted. Putin's gamble, historically, will be that there won't be enough resistance, and that if he does start invading parts of what used to be the Soviet Union but doesn't want to be anymore, then the West won't do enough to stand up to him. So, again, with respect, mate, I think you should stop reading The Socialist Worker and just start reading The Room.